You can reach the library's database page by going to the library homepage at library.chemeketa.edu and clicking on the Articles and Databases button. You can look for a database by subject or type or alphabetically. I'm going to look alphabetically for CQ Researcher. CQ Researcher is a great place to help you look for a topic. If you haven't already logged in, you will be asked for your Chemeketa student login. This is the CQ Researcher homepage. CQ Researcher is actually a weekly magazine. The most recent issue is the one on the future of meat. Can the industry navigate health and environmental concerns? CQ Researcher tends to look at subjects that are timely and in the news. Now you can browse topics in CQ Researcher, so I could go through this list in Browse Topics and click on, say, Environment, Climate, and Natural Resources. And then here are large topics that relate to the environment. I could click on Energy in the Environment, and I will see a list of reports. There are two kinds of reports in the list: full reports and short reports that update the information in older full reports. Let's take a look at a full report, because the full report has helpful features that let you narrow down your topic. So, it gives me one paragraph at the beginning, an introduction that tells me what this article is about and what I can expect. Notice that after the title, Fuel Efficiency Standards, it asks the question, will Trump's rollbacks increase greenhouse gas emissions? So it's asking a question that could be a topic for a paper. You scroll down, you will see the beginning of the overview. The overview is the longest section of a CQ Researcher, and it's going to tell you what's going on in this particular topic area and give you some background about it. And usually it will give you some statistics in a graphical form. Statistics are a great place to help you bolster an argument that you're trying to make. So if you are trying to make an argument, you might want to make a note of the statistics. And then as you keep going down, eventually you will get to a subheading. I wish these subheadings were a little bit more prominent. They're rather meek and they don't show up really well. But each subheading in the overview section asks a question, which is related to the overall topic and could also be a topic for a paper. So this question is, were Obama's fuel efficiency standards an effective approach to reducing emissions? And just as before, they will give you background and statistics and information. And then you'll come to another subheading. Did Obama's stricter standards impose an undue financial burden on automakers? So that's another potential topic or way of looking at this topic that you could go to. And then, will Trump's rollback on standards spur a move to newer, cleaner cars? So each overview usually has 3 to 5 of these topic-related questions that you could ask. So it's a way to help you focus your paper, and it's also a way to get some background information to start with. CQ Researcher isn't an in-depth source, but it does give you the background that you might need. Another part of CQ Researcher besides the overview section is pro-con. On the pro-con page, CQ asks a question. In this case, will Trump's fuel efficiency standards harm efforts to contain climate change? And then they ask two people who are representing different positions to give a one-column answer to the question. The people they ask could be university professors or members of Congress or representatives of organizations, but they will be people who can claim to represent a side in the debate. So this is another place to find a question and some background information and arguments. CQ Researcher has controls, including a Cite Now button that lets you choose from different citation types, and MLA is one of those choices. You can also print or download the article. One thing that you should know about the email function in CQ Researcher is that it does not send you the full text. It will send you the title and date of a report, and there will be a link that is intended for on-campus use. So you could email yourself that link and then use that title information to go back to the database page and look up that, go into CQ Researcher and look up that article again. Or you could simply download the article onto your computer and save it that way.